Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cameron Cummings, and I'm the Community Impact and Marketing Associate here at United Way of the Contra Valley. And we are here with Ray from the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Council of the Contra Valley to talk a little bit about Alcohol Awareness Month. Thank you so much, Ray, for talking with us. If you'll just tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what you do at ADAC.
Yeah, so thank you for having us. We're excited about it. My name is Ray Valadez. I'm the Prevention Director here at the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Council for the Contra Valley, or ADAC for short. And so I oversee our prevention program. And so we work all throughout the entire Contra Valley, providing substance use and misuse prevention and education and awareness. So we have staff sometimes traveling upwards to about 2 hours a day to deliver education and curriculum. And so I help oversee that program.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us and talking with us. So kind of the first question I have is, can you speak a little bit about Alcohol Awareness Month and kind of the importance of it, especially in this day and age, right after we've kind of, hopefully the slowdown of COVID and things like that?
Alcohol Awareness Month is really just a month to bring some awareness to alcoholism. Unfortunately, alcohol is one of those very normalized substances in our society. I think so normalized that we oftentimes don't even recognize how much it's embedded into our culture, and maybe even more so just being in West Texas and Texas alone. Someone can think about the last time they walked into a convenience store and the first thing they see is, a big tub of single serve, beers and in a big ice bath. And it's something that we don't even pay attention to anymore because it's just there. And so we also have to realize that when our kids and our youth are walking into a convenience store, that's the first thing that they see. And so it almost just becomes a part of society. So we really try to raise awareness during this month of the consequences of alcoholism, and not only to help provide resources and awareness of what it can do in someone's life, and maybe if somebody knows someone in their family or close friend, close ring of friends that is dealing with it and they can find help. But we also want to raise awareness of underage drinking. And so it's important, especially in our time, because information spreads very, very quickly these days. And so it's a really great way to raise awareness very quickly to a topic that oftentimes we don't see as an issue, but it is still a very big public health issue.
I like how you say that it's something that's normalized, because you're completely correct. You see it all the time. It's on the TV and everything like that. When you go on the side of ADAC and it's a serious issue, and the side we're seeing in social media, like you said, is it's not necessarily. And so, with it being Alcohol Awareness Month, kind of tell us what the status of alcohol use in the Contra Valley is. Are you seeing increases or decreases in services? And like we talked about before, maybe that has to do with some of COVID and the slowing down of it possibly. And then kind of what y'all saw before that in the 2 years that COVID was really rampant.
Yeah, so it's a good point that you brought up COVID. That was definitely, or can still be, a great stress factor for many people. May it be to isolation or not being able to be around their friends or their families, maybe loss of work. And stress is one of those really great risk factors that we talk about in prevention, because the more risk factors that somebody has doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to misuse substances. It just means that the likelihood is a little bit higher because of those types of risk factors, and stress is one of those. And so moving into kind of the COVID time, we really wanted to remind people to find healthy ways to relieve stress, or healthy ways to socialize with other people. Because if someone's experiencing a lot of stress and they haven't maybe developed those skills in their lifetime to relieve stress in a healthy way, alcohol is one way that people will do that, and sometimes in a negative way. And so I pulled some quick stats. There's a survey done in Texas. It's called the Texas School Survey. We are lumped in with regions 9 and 10. So it's more or less the most localized data that we can find right now. But So a little more than a third, so about 36% of students admitted to using alcohol at least once in the past school year. And so we almost see it sometimes as like a rite of passage in culture. And so we have to be careful because the sooner that somebody starts to drink, it can start forming neural pathways in the brain because this brain's still developing in a youth and even a young adult. And so that's why we talk about prevention so much because it's best to get ahead of it.
I love how you talk about the prevention side of it, because I don't think people quite realize all the time that ADAC does quite a bit of prevention services as well, which I think is great. You know, if we can catch people before they have that major alcohol use problem, that's going to hopefully save some lives and save some families as well. And so, lastly, you know, we talked about this is Alcohol Awareness Month. That ADAC does do lots of substance use in general, not just alcohol. So kind of give us what the resources, not only on the prevention side, but all the resources that kind of ADAC works on for substance use.
So ADAC is a really great resource in our community, and some people may not be familiar with it. And so we try to get out in the community as much as possible, whether it's at health fairs or through billboards or just being in the schools, community sites. But one great thing about ADAC is that we're one of the fewer agencies or facilities that offer the entire continuum of care. So there's prevention, there's treatment, and there's recovery. ADAC actually offers all three services. So we have prevention services, we have treatment services for adult males and females, including detox. And then we also have recovery housing here in San Angelo. And so it's a really, really great resource for people who need it in San Angelo and also the surrounding areas in the Concho Valley. And then additionally, of course, we have all of our prevention education that we do in different schools and community sites. Parents can always call up here and ask questions. We get questions every now and again, which is great. And we have classes and courses designed hopefully for any need that somebody has in this arena.
I know that you all do a great job here, not only in the Concho Valley, but like you said, in so many surrounding areas. So I really appreciate you being here with us and kind of discussing Alcohol Awareness Month, and then kind of what ADAC does in a whole, not only with prevention, but treatment and on. And so thank you so much, Ray. And we'll have everything that Ray talked about linked below and how to contact ADAC.